under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Moines County Board of Supervisors, July 2nd, 2024. Are there any changes to the tentative agenda?
I would like to remove B. Or well, I guess, are we removing it or are we just gonna discuss it?
Let's discuss it so we
Okay,
know what's
okay.
going on.
Okay.
Okay. Meet with department heads and elected officials. Sarah Doty, Des Moines County Auditor.
Good morning. End of fiscal year, working on getting payroll and everything swapped over. Cheryl and I went to ISAC last week, so we were gone, so trying to get things caught up from that, but business as usual.
Thanks, Sarah. Colin Gerst, IT.
Good morning. Been missing here the past couple of weeks, so been a
We
little-
noticed.
Been pretty busy, even more than usual. Week of June 17th, we're up at the ITAG conference, which is our yearly IT conference. Had some good training sessions, talked about DNS security and our Microsoft Cloud security features and that. Had some good sessions on documentation and policy and some bug crowd project pen testing that ISAC is working on. So that was all pretty good. Then last week, week of June 24th, I was up in Galena, Illinois, which is the birthplace of Ulysses S. Grant, if anybody's wondering. But our public safety software went up there for about 3 good fun days of training and got a certification for that. So last week we did the sheriff car installs, got the new antennas on those. Those are about ready to go. We have to get some new SIM cards for those. We placed them on order last week. They should be here today or tomorrow. And just getting busy like always, so.
Good to know you weren't wasting your time.
No. Definitely doing a lot more running around.
Thank you, Colin.
Yep.
Moines County Sheriff Kevin Glendenning.
Jumping on what Colin said, I appreciate everything that Colin and his crew did for the antenna installs and updating our wireless speed in the vehicles. That should be a big help moving forward. Also on the Motorola side, the public safety software, it'd be nice to have some in-house experts that we can say that him and Brandon are now. So we can go to them for all of our issues that may arise. On the jail side, we're at 92 adults this morning. 15 are out of county. We have 5 on the list to go to prison, and I think 4 of those are going out by the end of the week. 3 waiting on the residential facility. But we had 7 in intake, that's why those numbers are up, but I wouldn't expect those to soften because a majority of those will probably be staying after morning court, so.
I'm looking at you, Lisa.
I didn't even look to see who's reports.
Sorry.
They'll most likely still be there after court, so. Other than that, there's a lot of community events going on the 4th of July week. We're looking forward to those and we'll be out and about in the community.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Rodney Gleason, Maintenance Director.
Good morning. Been busy. We've got emergency management and joint safety moved out to the old conservation building on Washington Road. So all their office stuff is pretty well moved out there. They're getting settled in and moving, situating some things around, but we still got some storage stuff to go through and get out there yet. But their office stuff is pretty well all moved out there. So
I see Shannon smiling, so us worked out okay.
yeah, not too bad. So other than that, just busy doing other things, keeping it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney. Jared Lasser, Land Use.
Morning. We had a zoning commission meeting last Wednesday. We had one smaller subdivision on the agenda for discussion, and then also a couple of little edits to the zoning and subdivision ordinances to clean some things up after, just go figure, we had the full ordinance update a couple of years ago, and over time we've noticed a couple of little errors here and there, or things we want to clean up. So that's all stuff that's going to come forward to the board here within the next month. Apart from that, it's pretty much business as usual, just keeping busy. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Jared. Chris Lee, Conservation.
Good morning. Projects continue to move at Big Hollow, and the campground's getting quite busy. I think we're sold out. We've had some campgrounds in the area closed down due to the high water levels, and so we picked up some people that way. So for the holiday weekend coming up, I don't think we have any sites. I haven't been out there yet today, but yeah, the concrete's coming along. They got all the sidewalk poured there at the fishing jetty and canoe launch. They were backfilling against the retaining wall yesterday. And they were starting on the path that comes from the beach up to the parking lot yesterday as well. And so, depending on this weather we may have coming, that may slow things down, but, they're planning on doing that in 2 different pours. And so, quite likely next week we'll probably see the end of concrete work. So, that's been going along real good. Summer camp's been going on at the Nature Center, been busy down there. We did get notice here recently that we scored a couple more grants for Starscape. We got a grant from Delta Dental to replace the outdoor drinking fountain that's been closed for a long, long time. We had some plumbing problems with it, and it's just old and junk, and so we ended up just shutting it off. So we got a grant from Delta Dental to replace that with a nice, like, multifaceted bottle filling / drinking fountain, and then found out about another grant that we're gonna use to put some concrete walkways and some ADA accessibility at the Nature Center. We're gonna get some parking there at the bottom of the ramp, redo the ramp going up to the building itself, and then get concrete pathways over to the trail to the shelter house as well. So we'll probably use that to leverage some additional dollars if we can to kind of grow the scope of that project, but we're a little busy to do all that stuff right now. Just got to work on that. But otherwise, yeah, it's expecting a busy weekend. I do want to remind the public that fireworks of any sort, other than like sparklers, are not allowed in county parks. So I know you can have them in Iowa now, but you cannot have them in county parks, and we will take them away.
Thanks, Chris. Ken Hyman, Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa.
Good morning. I got a couple of things I could mention. I did just hear that, Iowa is starting CCBHCs, Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinics. And there were a number of clinics that were gonna start July 1 this year. And I just heard this week that they're changing the start date, moving it back a year. So no CCBHCs will start till July 1, 2025. In our region, there was the Ottumwa Southern Iowa Mental Health Center was gonna start, but they weren't starting this year anyways. They were planning to start July 1, 2025. So won't affect our region, but I don't know about all those people that may have already hired and everything and been gearing up to start July 1. I'm not sure why they decided not to do that, so. That's a state thing, and it's a Medicaid demonstration program, the CCBHC, so it's Medicaid funded services. The public comment sessions on the new behavioral health districts have started, and I'm anxious to hear, I think Ryan went up to one in Des Moines yesterday, so I'm anxious to hear what she found out at those. They're still trying to figure out what the maps are gonna look like for the new behavioral health districts, and I know there's gonna be a lot of comment on that, so. I haven't heard, it was in person, wasn't a virtual one yesterday.
Is there a deadline on that? Isn't there don't you have to have in applications or request for proposal for the potential administrative?
Yep, here's the timeline. August 1st, DHHS will designate the districts. So we'll find out what the maps are on August 1st. And then December 31st, DHHS will designate the ASOs for each district. So who's over each district, the administrative services organizations, that'll be determined at the end of the year. And then July 1st, 2025, the behavioral health system and the ADRCs are all gonna be implemented and starting, so, yeah.
No sense rushing it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be, transitions always, lots of changes, take time, and we'll do the best we can, so.
Thanks, Ken.
Uh-huh.
Shannon Prado, Emergency Management in a new office.
Yes, so to start, thank you to Colin and his crew mostly. They've been wonderful getting me moved over there. And Rodney, of course, and the guys, they knocked it out like it was nothing, so thanks to them. In other news, the river, Mississippi River is
Oh, that.
is flooding. So currently it's projected to reach, I wanna say this morning I saw 20.4 feet, which is beyond, major flood level by the July 7th. But we are expected to get some rain, and very north of us, northern Iowa, Wisconsin, area. They are expected to get a lot more rain than we are, and of course, that's going to affect that level, so we don't know exactly what that's going to be, but it will go up, we just don't know what. As of right now, Burlington Public Works is putting in the barriers down by the waterfront, so you won't be able to reach the north boat launch, and just be aware of what they have going on down there. I know they're putting some panels in and whatnot, so. I did drive on Tama Road yesterday, Brian, maybe you can give some insight on that.
Still there, isn't it?
It's still there, yeah. There's no
Still
flooding.
there, not Ryan's problem.
There's no flooding there, right? I didn't miss it, I didn't drive not far enough.
Probably be
No,
okay.
it's the two dips are right off of 99, and
Okay.
it'll,
Okay.
it's just stagnant water, it's
Okay.
not flowing water, and we're keeping an eye on it, but it's
Okay.
somewhere between 19 and 20 will be where we consider closing it,
Okay.
but I believe last time we got up towards 20, I think we just put signs on the road because it is stagnant, it is
Yeah.
truly just backwater, and we let people just kind of center up and creep through
Okay.
as long as we can, so we will continue that. We'll just keep watching it and we'll adjust, I mean, it's, if we have to close it, we close it, we'll
Okay.
just do what we have to do.
And Sullivan Slough, I did see there's a road closed sign down there.
Oh yeah, Sullivan Slough goes over at
Yeah.
like 14 and a half or 15 and it won't show back up for a while.
Yeah, so we'll just keep chugging away, everybody who's in place knows what they're doing, and, it'll be okay.
We hit 21 last year, so
Yeah,
it's kind of
it'll be
almost
okay,
routine.
yeah,
I already got to, I couldn't remember.
I heard the Iowa was gonna go up 12 inches in 24 hours yesterday.
yeah, but Iowa's going to flood, yeah,
Well, they can't get out, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
yeah.
They can't get into the Mississippi, so it.
Don't go to
backs up
Toolsboro
and
for
stays.
vacation.
The big issue that we're going to see is just how long it's going to take for it to go back down. And then once it does, then the Iowa will start flowing into the Mississippi, so.
Mhm.
So it's going to be up for a while. And then in other news, the weather is going to be a bit sour tonight as well, so have your weather radios on and.
You didn't come here with the intention of cheering us up. did you?
Sorry, it's just, it's been a trend. But it's beautiful right now. There we go.
Thanks, Shannon. Lisa Schaefer, Des Moines County Attorney.
We're busy, as always. I knew recognized Collins guys were super, super busy, so I put my own monitors together when they came in.
Oh, look at you.
I'm quite self-sufficient. It's nice to have them actually turn on and then stay on. They were blinking on and off for like the first hour every day. So when you would go to like check an email, it would go off. And then the other one would pop back on, which had something else on it. And you just kind of went back and forth. And the minute you clicked on something, so I sat there for the first hour of every day waiting for everything to just be. So now it is nice. But yeah, I went ahead and did that because I knew your folks are really, really busy. I'm gonna bug out early because I have a juvenile hearing, a detention hearing. And then I have a line item, but otherwise we're just really, really super, super busy. Like 25 trial information's due this week, so.
If you're leaving, let me bring up something, I was gonna bring up another business, and you sent us information that the state had passed that new,
On the comp board?
comp board. Anyway, and there's a resolution, you know, I think that ISAC put out that the county could pay, or pass if it wanted to keep it. I would like to have, I don't know that it needs to be a public hearing, but I would like to have all the elected officials have some input on this
Okay.
before, before we decide whether you want it, and you're probably not gonna be here next week.
I'm in trial next week,
Well,
one of 15 that's set, so.
Anyway, so maybe you can sort of figure out when Lisa will be available and the elected officials will be available, because I think the board, what do you think, Jim, would like to have some input?
We really need to talk that over.
Yeah.
Because I know where I'm at on it. So,
Well, I'd just like to hear from you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in trial next week, then I'm here the week after that, and then I'm gone the week after that,
So
so.
let's look at maybe the week after that you're
And-
here.
Yeah,
and I'll
whatever,
see
whatever
works for
9
everybody
plus
else.
7 is, that's the date.
And we don't
Okay.
need a public hearing for a resolution like that, obviously, but if we do this, I would put it on the agenda so that people knew we were gonna talk about it, if somebody did have anything to wanna say. But I think it's, most of the input, I'm guessing, is gonna come from the elected.
Well, and I know we also have to do the ordinance amendments too, so.
Yes.
So the 16th. I don't do
Okay.
math, that's why I became a lawyer. But that's the week I know I'll be here, and then
Okay.
I'm gone the week after that, so. At a
Okay.
conference.
Thank you, Lisa. Krista Pogmiller, Local Health.
Good morning, we're just keeping busy. The new public health building is coming along nicely. Every time I drive by, there just seems to be so many changes, so we're excited about that, but I don't really have anything new to report.
Thank you, Krista. Brian Carter, Des Moines County Engineer.
Good morning. I would mention, along with what Shannon said, was I believe, I talked to Vicki Storer last week. I think she was gonna reach out to you guys. I think they're gonna start levee patrols. I think they started this weekend.
They started last week.
Yeah, and I think Kevin's aware of it, but I would just mention that during this kind of high water, general folk are not welcome on the levee, but you may see some patrols up there. So, and I think that they take that very serious, obviously.
Gotta have a pink permit from the levy district, otherwise if you're driving the levy, you'll be charged.
Which is exactly how it should be. I applaud Kevin and his guys for going after that, so, that preserves a whole lot of acres in our tax base, so. Anyway, wanted to mention that, even though it's not a road department thing, they reach out to us, cause they do start looking at closing some levee crossings and stuff, and they let us know, but obviously whatever they need to do is fine with us. We'll try to help them out when we can. Other than that, work on the bridge up on 99 is coming along. Ran into some, kind of some old buried debris, possibly even part of the old bridge, which is the kind of thing you run into on occasion. So that slowed things up a little bit last week, and the weather didn't help either. So I wouldn't say it's flying along, but they've got quite a few piling driven up there. And I don't know where they're moving today, if they're gonna do some forming for some minor concrete stuff, or if they're gonna keep driving piling. But that's coming along, and then they are getting ready to drive piling on the upper plant or project for that bridge. So they're not quite, but they should be driving today or tomorrow if the weather allows. So that 2 to 3 inch rain we got last week also sent Yellow Springs out of its creeks, out of its banks a little bit. That messed with them up there on Highway 99 also last week. So I'm guessing tonight won't do any favors either from the sounds of it. So anyway, they're doing what they can whenever they can, and things are moving along. And I have an agenda item which you guys are aware of. I can describe or discuss that just a little bit further when we're doing it. And then I'm working with the city of Burlington on an agreement, an MOU basically that ties to that, so I can hit that at that point too. So ton of stuff going on. We're trying to get our plans all together for 2 very large asphalt jobs and get all that to the DOT for review.
Thanks, Brian. If I missed anybody. Correspondence, did you have any
I
correspondence?
didn't have any at all.
I have none. Proceed to discussion and vote. We've got accounts payable claims in the amount of $607,934.85.
Move to approve that.
Second, Sarah.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. We have an amendment of county ordinance number 6, and we started to talk about that. We need to set the date for a public hearing, or actually 3 public hearings. Can you waive the last one or the last 2, or is it just the one?
I think you can just
Just
read
the one.
just the last.
Is it just the one? Okay, well, maybe we could plan on doing that, since it's just an amendment, and it's all been. Anyway, so, you might wanna talk to Lisa, see when she can make it, and then next week we could set the date, is that what you're thinking?
Well, I was thinking if I published the week of the 11th, because we do a Thursday and Friday paper,
Uh-huh.
and I can have our first public hearing on the 23rd.
Okay,
I
well,
will be
that-
out, but I don't think Trent leaves for vacation till the end of that week,
Okay.
so one of us. will
So
be
then
there.
if we skip the third one, we'd have it the 23rd, the 30th, and then the 6th, but if we skip the third one, it'd be the 30th, that it would
That
be our
should be
second. Okay,
so next week we'll set the date, or
so, do we need to set the date, or,
for public hearing? I think, so. Well, I don't know, or for an ordinance?
I looked back at the last one and I didn't think we,
I don't know.
It wouldn't hurt, just because this is the one where we always seem to get some input.
okay,
Yeah,
So I don't know that it would necessarily hurt to just set a specific dates.
I don't know.
okay,
Hopefully, over the years, we've got that worked
So
out.
hopefully we won't, but I just know in
Yeah,
the past
hopefully.
it's,
Yeah,
Okay.
point taken.
so then
good?
we can do that next week,
Okay.
okay.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Sarah. Okay, we have a memorandum of understanding regarding reimbursement from the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa for county employees' occupancy and equipment. Ken, you're familiar with this? Or do you want me to sort of?
Well, I don't have that right here with me, but it's probably the same thing we did last year.
It is the same. Essentially, this is, some of the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa employees. They don't have their own payroll, so individuals work for different counties. Ken works for Des Moines County, we're the fiscal agent for the Mental Health Agency. Patty, the two, April and Ted, the advocates, they get paid through Des Moines County payroll and insurance. And they've got vehicles and overhead. Des Moines County's reimbursed for all that. And this is, we've got a 2080 for the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa, and this just sets the arrangements for next year, the salaries, the overhead items, and that sort of thing. And you're right, it's the same as we passed last year, and I suspect for whatever the first year of Mental Health Agency, all those titles are starting to run together.
So every county within the region
Yes.
is doing an MOU with the region for those expenses.
For the employees that are employed through that county.
Yeah.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve that MOU.
So moved,
Second, Sarah.
Jim Carrey,
yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. Okay, we have the department letters of cash on hand. Or petty cash, as it used to be referred to. There are 5 pages of this. We do this every year. They're small amounts of money that everybody, if somebody, you get a letter payable on it. And so if anybody wants me to read it, I will be happy to. And if the press wants to see a copy of this, it will be available after the meeting. And I know nobody wants to hear me any more than they have to, so I would entertain. Move to approve. Okay. Actually, there's more than 5 pages. I'm just second half of that. Okay, second, Sarah.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. I'm gonna guess that each one of these is stamped, I'll do that after the,
Okay, that works.
present that after the meeting. Okay, we have the Recorder's Office of Depository of Funds. To the Board of Supervisors, Des Moines County. I hereby designate Two Rivers Bank and Trust as the official depository for the funds of the Office of the Des Moines County Recorder of Deeds, Registrar of Vital Statistics. This designation is for the fiscal year July 2024 versus June 30th, 2025. The dollar amount for the maximum deposit is $150,000. This is being submitted for your approval in accordance with Chapter 12C.2 of the Iowa Code. Respectfully, Natalie Steffner, Des Moines County Recorder.
Move to approve.
Second.
Jim
Sure.
Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes. We have a resolution 2024-035, support of the STIP revision application. I believe this is the one with your fingerprints on it, Mr. Carter.
I think it is. And actually some of Jared's too. Jared and Zach helped me out. This is let's start from a little bit of the beginning, I guess. First of all, this project's been in the works for a long, long time. That's why this is just a revision, I guess is what I'll say. The city of Burlington called me. This is on Highway 99. And our original start was gonna be north of the Flint Creek Bridge. That's where we were gonna take off and go, and that's been the plan forever and ever. There is a short segment of 99 south of the bridge, it's still asphalt, that is mostly 50-50 between the city and the county, with a little bit of it 100% city at the south end of it. And it's about just under 900 foot long. And the city called me here a couple weeks ago and asked if we would consider adding it to our project. Well, in all projects that don't have federal aid, that's actually a pretty simple ask, and we would have just talked it over and stuff like that. But this has federal aid in it, so it's more complicated than that. So this is simply a part of the paperwork that I need to give to regional planning. They're gonna run it through a hearing in July, which will then be approved. We're not changing anything as far as our federal funding goes. And that's just kind of a formality part of the process to update the tip and stip, basically. So Jared and Zach helped put this resolution together, so it kind of met what they needed for their process. I'll go ahead and fill out the rest of the paperwork, which is relatively minimal. I'll be working with the city of Burlington on an MOU to help spell out costs. I've already got a verbal agreement with them on how this will go financially. That'll ultimately run through you guys also. So we're not talking a whole lot of money here, or even a large amount of project being added to it. Just, that's what's kind of behind all this. The rest of this is just descriptive stuff that I think Jared and Zach just wanted for their records more than anything that's on the resolution, so.
That's all for consistency with DOT requirements for the federal aid that's distributed to the individual regions, including our four-county region, Des Moines, Henry, Lee, and Louisa. So, again, this is it's a minor amendment since it only involves there's a change in the termini point, what you call, or the beginning and end point of the project. So if it's expanding southward from where it was originally going to end, that needs to be, the description needs to be updated in the system that DOT uses to track these projects. So there's a whole process associated with that that's pretty routine. So
This is the problem with federal aid funds. There's a bunch of stupid crap that you shouldn't have to do.
Bless their heart.
Bless their heart.
So, anyway.
Good thing you got Jared to take care of you, Brian.
Yep. So, anyway, I would recommend approval, and we'll just keep working behind the scenes. Like I said, eventually I'll land in front of you with an MOU with Burlington. The verbals are all taken care of between me and Jesse in the engineering department. So, that side of it's all, they'll have to run it through the council, and we'll run it through you, and we'll just move on. And hopefully come December, we're bidding a project, and next summer we're doing an asphalt job, so.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Jared.
Move to approve resolution 2024-35.
Second, Sarah?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. we have personnel actions. We have one for the correctional center. Patrick or Gorzovic? Is that pretty close?
Very close.
Okay.
I pronounced his name Oberzalik one time, and he said Oberzalik.
Patrick Oberzalik. 24-month step increase. Previous rate was $48,204.09. The new rate is $49,152.45.
Move to approve.
Second, Sarah?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. And we have one for the recorder's office. Renee Harden, a second deputy. Promotion from a 67% to a 69% deputy. The previous rate was $45,660.87. The new rate is $48,799.05.
Move to approve.
Second, Sarah?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. And finally, we have one for the county attorney's office. Terry Quartucci, assistant county attorney, a promotion to senior assistant, $89,319, effective July 1st, 2024.
Move to approve.
Sarah?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. We have minutes for the regular meeting of June 25th, 2024.
Move to approve.
Sarah?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. Any other business? I have none. Future agenda item, we've already discussed the ordinance
Ordinance.
and
and the
a
comp
discussion of the compensation board. Committee reports.
Well, I attended the regional planning on the bylaw meeting with Jared and them. Like he said, we just cleaned up the act, and that'll go before the full board here before too long. And then I had a fair board meeting with, with the college. Excuse me. And, they're gearing up, getting ready for the fair. And, they even talked about the dog show that's gonna be there next year. There's gonna be a dog show. They said there was gonna be over 200 dogs there, so.
They had a dog show there a few years ago, I remember going to.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They say it's a big thing, and so they're getting a tarp. And I guess, from what I understand, somebody's gonna pay for half of that tarp for the floor, you know, when they have that dog show, so. And the fair board, they will take care of the rest of it. And then, of course, discuss some, with West Burlington, some drainage, with all the cement they got out there, they're a little concerned about the drainage. And, so that, they're gonna get a couple bids, see what they can do about that.
Now they're concerned after cement's been poured
Yep.
several years ago. Never mind.
It happens,
That's-
I know.
That's, Kara's comment.
Good comment.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
I had no committees. Brings us to public input. If anybody from the public would like to make a comment or has a question for the board, you can email the Board of Supervisors at board@dmcounty.com. That's BOARD@dmcounty.com. Or you can call 319-753-8203, extension 4. That's 319-753-8203, extension 4. We will give you 2 minutes to initiate that call or email. In the meantime, Anybody in attendance have any comments? We must have been pretty concise and clear.
We did good.
You know why? Shane wasn't out here to talk something here.
It's been a very efficient meeting without Shane.
Yeah. Tell him we said that.
Get rid of one more you though, and you have a dictatorship, so.
Well, that's true. I suppose we can spend a few minutes more each Tuesday.
You want me to leave?
I'm not picking which one of you.
Oh. What's the weather supposed to be like for the 4th of July?
Do you want me to tell you more bad news?
I suppose,
It's supposed to not be great weather.
isn't it? Well,
That's all I have to say.
the West Burlington always invites the individual supervisors to the parade, and I told them I'd be there, so,
Yeah, the CERT team will be there as well.
yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the weather looks like it's gonna be that.
Maybe they'll clear it up in the afternoon. Hope springs eternal.
How much rain are they talking about tonight?
In our area, anywhere between 1 to 3 inches.
Oh.
On my personal weather app, it says like 0.8.
I saw Channel 6 was talking.
Yeah, that's what
2 to,
we're supposed to say.
no, 3 to 6 for us.
It's like a
Yeah.
snow forecast.
At 6 to 8.
6 to 8 for Keokuk.
I
It was
don't,
bad.
that's not the prediction that I'm getting.
I hope yours is right.
Yeah, 1 to 3 in our area, I'm seeing like 2 to 4 west of us. Our area is 1 to 3. So we'll see.
We got 2 minutes?
I didn't set my timer because my duck's still on there. 2 minutes.
I haven't gone to the library yet. It's free.
Okay, with an eye, we're out of here.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Y'all have a great day. We have a work session following a potential project tour with the county engineer.
They don't have everything.
Would you